Florida-friendly best management practices for protection of water resources by the green industries introduction module. Welcome on behalf of the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and UF-IFAS Extension Florida-Friendly Landscaping Program. Today's training is based on the concepts and recommendations found in the current version of the GIBMP manual. This program is funded in part by FDEP and UF-IFAS Extension with a Section 319 Non-Point Source Management Program grant from U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. It's important to note this training is intended to enhance the professional knowledge and judgment of the green industry's professionals. The information presented should be used as general and educational guidance. However, specific situations may require more restrictive measures to protect sites that are at especially high risk for adverse effects on surface and groundwater. So let's get started. What exactly is meant by the phrase, by the green industries? Simply put, only you, the people working every day, mowing, pruning, planting, weeding, fertilizing, watering, taking care of pest problems, and teaching your customers how to properly care for their lawn can make a difference in the effects our landscapes have on our natural resources. Governments can regulate and educators can teach, but only the individuals working in the landscape can actually make a difference. By the end of this training, you'll be able to explain the role that green industries professionals perform in protecting Florida's water and environmental resources. Many of Florida's water resources are particularly susceptible to pollution because of the state's unique geology and climate. Floridians obtain most of their drinking water from groundwater via wells. Groundwater supplies often lie near the surface and may be covered by nothing but sandy soil. Surface waters in Florida are very sensitive to even small additions of pollution, which have caused widespread ecosystem changes in our sensitive estuaries, lakes, rivers, and the Everglades. Today's presentation represents a collaborative effort towards protecting Florida's natural resources. Landscape practices that make the best use of technology and practical professional experience can protect our water resources. The Green Industries Best Management Practices Training Program emphasizes 4 goals to reduce non-point source pollution and promote efficient water use. Goal 1. Reduce the off-site transport of sediment, nutrients, and pesticides through surface water or groundwater. Goal 2. Use appropriate site design and plant selection by using the right plant in the right place to ensure healthy growth. Plant selection and location are the 2 most important factors in planning lawn and landscape. Use appropriate rates and methods for applying fertilizer and irrigation to prevent pollution, conserve water, and promote healthy plants. BMPs to protect water quality can be affordable and easily implemented and are effective in reducing the off-site transport of sediment and nutrients from inappropriate cultural practices. One should time fertilizer and irrigation applications to maximize plant use and minimize adverse environmental impacts. The last goal we'll cover today, use integrated pest management, IPM, to decide when pesticide applications are needed to manage pests in the landscape. The use of pesticides for controlling pests remains an important part of landscape plant management in Florida. Select pesticides that are the least toxic, least water-soluble, least volatile, and most effective. The key to reducing pesticide use is to combine genetic, cultural, and biological management practices into an IPM program that focuses on the prevention of pest problems. The GIBMP training is designed to provide information in best management practices, BMPs, for anyone working in the lawn, landscape, pest control, or municipal grounds area. The current training manual and program came about as an initiative by the green industry stakeholders to implement alternative measures to protect the environment. By the Green Industries, on the program's title, highlights the active involvement of the green industries and their leading role in training, disseminating, and implementing these practices. Protection of water resources by the green industries means that the green industries plays a leading role in the protection of the Florida water resources by implementing the GIBMPs. How each one. At this time, locate your training manual. The GIBMP manual is designed to be an educational guide for professional service providers and other interested parties. It does not substitute for the services of a landscape architect, engineer, or other design professional. Design issues are discussed as they apply to the service industry and their clients. Remember, whether you're affected by the law or not, please use the practices discussed in the manual, and remember, how you do your job every day makes a difference. What you will learn. This training program provides information and guidance on turfgrass and landscape management practices to minimize non-point source pollution in order to conserve and protect Florida's water resources. These practices cover both the establishment of new turf and landscapes and the care of existing turf and landscapes, including construction activities, irrigation, nutrient management, and pest management. Overall, this training is intended to enhance the professional knowledge of the green industry's professional and educate your clients to make wise decisions that protect Florida's natural resources. What you'll receive after today. Upon completion of the GIBMP training, class participants must take a post-test. Participants with a score of 75% or higher will receive a GIBMP certificate of completion. According to Florida law, all commercial fertilizer applicators need to obtain a Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, FDACS, Limited Commercial Fertilizer Applicator Certificate, LCFAC, by January 21, 2014. A copy of the GIBMP Certificate of Training is required to apply for this FDACS certification, and also may be required by some local governments to obtain a work permit. It's important to note the GIBMP Certificate of Completion merely states that you passed the class on a given date. Certificates of completion are non-renewable. However, we recommend that you revisit the GIBMP training program every 2 to 3 years for new and updated information. CEUs are currently available only for in-person training attendees. CEUs are provided by the hosting instructor or designated person. Many areas of the state are running low on fresh water supplies. Water conservation is one of the most crucial issues facing Florida in the future, and applying the best management practices described today in this program will help to conserve our precious fresh water. The protection of water resources is enhanced through turf and landscape care practices that make the best use of technology and the practical experience of professionals. The Florida-friendly landscaping best management practices for protection of water resources by the green industries, also known as GIBMP training program, plays an important part in the protection of surface and groundwater resources. The GIBMP training program is considered a cost-effective method to addressing non-point source pollution within the urban landscape by limiting the negative impacts from inappropriate landscape cultural practices. There are many benefits to businesses using the recommended green industry best management practices, such as more efficient use of resources, reduced maintenance costs, better educated workers, improved worker safety, and increased profits. Bottom line, Florida needs your help to protect its water for future generations. As Floridians, we have depended on natural eco-services to cleanse water. However, Florida's natural ecosystem cannot keep up. Pollutants are quickly accumulating faster than they can be naturally removed. Landscape designers, installers, and maintenance personnel have a greater responsibility to ensure that recommended BMPs and cultural practices are adopted as standard business procedures. Today's presentation will introduce necessary skills, judgment, and recommendations designed to protect Florida's natural resources, as well as to promote healthy, functional, Florida-friendly landscapes. Your training is about to begin. We hope that you will find this information useful and practical in your daily operation. We want to remind you that you are an important part of Florida's strategy to reduce non-point source pollution. Welcome to the Green Industries Best Management Practices Training Program. To summarize, keep it clean. It matters. Water is the primary mechanism for the transport of dissolved chemicals through the soil. Non-point source pollution may not be obvious until a rainfall event occurs, leading to stormwater runoff from roads, parking lots, suburban areas, and farms. As Florida's population has soared, this type of pollution has become an increasingly important issue in the state. So remember, let only rain down the storm drain. This concludes the introduction module of the Green Industries Best Management Practices Training Program.